Good morning, welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. It's Friday, which is lovely because it's the start of the weekend and I'm really glad to see the weekend. And I'm easing into the weekend nicely today with a little trip out. I am going to meet up with a friend who many of you will know. She is Terry, who is Fine Fish Yarns, unfortunately not dyeing yarn anymore, but I haven't seen her in a few months and I really can't wait to catch up. So we're meeting for coffee. I have my knitting ready to put in my bag and it's just a case of getting ready to go out now. I have to drop my husband into work and that's en route, so that'll be really simple. But I have a few things to get ready before I go out. But I'll take you along with me and hopefully you might even get to see Terry. do you ever get one of those days? It has been a day. I am sitting down to talk to you now because the way today is going, it could be the last time I actually get to talk. When I last spoke to you, I was heading out the door to go and see Terry, which I did, and which was lovely. Unfortunately, it was quite short because her youngest daughter's school called to say that she had a bit of a fall and needed to go home. She's as right as rain. They're just extra careful. But it cut our visit a bit short, which was unfortunate. But I intended when I came home to get tidied up nice and quickly, sit down and knit and talk to you and just generally chit chat. But I came home and fell asleep. Sat down with a cup of coffee and fell asleep for nearly 2 hours. We have company tonight, and I don't know about anybody else, but it's not that I don't clean or look after my house, but when I know people are coming, I go absolutely mad making sure it's really clean. And today was no exception. So I'm just feeling a bit warm, having run around the house cleaning, and we've company later on tonight, so I definitely wanted to sit down and catch up with you now. On my way home today, I wanted to show you something I got. I had to nip into the supermarket again, even though I did my groceries yesterday, to pick up some things I'd forgotten, and of course, as always, had a look around the household. And the one place I haven't decorated in the house yet is our bedroom. And when I say decorate, it gets Christmassy bedding, that's it. And I hadn't put the bedding on, but I saw this today and couldn't resist. I think that is so pretty. So simple and pretty. So tomorrow I'm going to get that onto the bed, and I'm really, really pleased with it. It was really inexpensive. I had seen it and thought, I can't justify buying a new bedding, but this was really, really inexpensive. I think this was less than £20 for the king size. So I'm really chuffed with my little purchase. But now I'm going to sit and knit, and I want to show you what I've been doing. Yesterday I got my stripe into my granny stripe. It's this one here. I wanted to see how much it would take. So the 5 grams did across here, because I had started at the beginning of a row just so that I knew this was the advent section, and it got to here and there's this much of the row left. So it did just over half a row, and I timed it as well. I don't normally time myself, but I timed it just to see how much time it would take, and it took just about 20 minutes to put in that little bit of a stripe. So that, I was really pleased with that actually, because it meant that I don't feel as though it's taken up too much time on the socks, my Christmas socks knit, and also my gift knitting, which I do have to hand, and I can show you that now as well. So that's the granny stripe, and as you will have seen, I opened today's advent calendar, and this is today's. That's not bad for lighting. It's quite dark here today, and I'm in a quite dark room, but it's a mauve colour, so that'll actually go in quite nicely after the rust. So I'm going to get that in now before dinner time, before I have to make the dinner. So that is the granny stripe and my advent calendar. Looking forward to that. My cozy knitting yarn still hasn't arrived. They're so backlogged with the strike that who knows when I'll get it, but I'll catch up. I will catch up. But I've been working on with my West Yorkshire spinners, and I like the way it's striping with it's almost like a candy cane stripe. And talking about candy cane stripes, Kay, the crazy sock lady, has just released her Christmassy socks, and it's really worth a look. I'll link the pattern below. It's a candy cane. It's a colourwork sock, but not a difficult colourwork sock. And it's using little minis, and it's absolutely stunning. So I'll link that in the description below. But this is my little stripe, and they're striping themselves. And I'm quite happy to be working at these. It means I've got quite a good crack on these by the time I do get into my other socks and my Chapel View Crafts stitch marker. Little Christmas tree. So those are coming on well. I did a bit of that this morning for my morning knitting. And what I did do last night was I got the first toe done for the Cozy Knitter Advent stripes. So I'm going to work at those, I think I said before, toe up, because I want to use as much of the yarn as possible, and I have a small foot, so if I come top down, I'm never quite sure how long to make the leg so that I get all the colours in that I need to, and just using up as much as I can. So I'm doing the toe up sock. I did Judy's Magic Cast On, and I'll link the tutorial for that in the description below. It's quite a pointy triangular toe, which wouldn't normally be the one that I do, I think. And I could, because it doesn't take long to do, but really, am I going to do it? Take it out and just do a slightly more rounded toe. Do increases every row for the way I would the other way. Kind of go backwards from what I would do in a normal toe, where I'll increase, this doesn't make sense, increase quite rapidly, then every other row until I've got my stitches on, and that would make it slightly more rounded rather than this steep increase. But once they're on, that will not be visible, that'll just work around my foot. So toe one is done, and I will do the other toe maybe tomorrow, and I have another one of the Chapel View Crafts stitch markers. Isn't that just so cute? Love that. And I fished out a bag that I made quite a long time ago. It was one of my bucket bags when I was bag making, and it's my Narnia bag. Anybody who knows me knows that I have a great love for Narnia, as C.S. Lewis's Belfast boy, and all my Narnia pins. This is my Narnia bag, so it gets pulled out at Christmas. So those are the Christmas knits. The other sock that I need to get done has been an ongoing work in progress for a little while. I have the first sock completed now, and these are a present for Peter for Christmas. He's very conservative in his colours, so they had to be black, and I thought just put a wee bit of colour in the toe and the cuff. The yarn is from Les Garçons, a Montreal based yarn company, and I love them. Now, they were going to be a surprise, but I did tell him because I wanted him to try it on, because the last thing I wanted was it not to fit. And I got what I felt was not a very enthusiastic response to getting hand knit socks. He's grateful that I'm spending the time, but I think he's not actually that fond of the feeling of hand knit socks on his feet. And I decided to knit these because he's only got one other pair of hand knit socks, and he's now commuting further in his work and having to stand and wait in public transport, and I thought when it gets really cold, the hand knit socks will be warmer. So I've told him that he can put them on over his other socks just for heat, and he thought that was a good idea. So he is appreciative of these, I think. It better be. So I had the first one done, and today when I met Terry, I had already the cuff knit when I was waiting for her to come. and arrived to the coffee shop. I got the first 2 rows of the black done, and it's just straight stocking stitch. I'm doing a 68 stitch sock for him, and it's a heel, flap and gusset. They, for me, I think he likes the fit of them for the 1 pair of socks he has, but I know personally I prefer the heel, flap and gusset. I think it's a better fit. Any stripy socks that I do, and I'll probably do it on my Christmas socks, both pairs, I'll put in an afterthought heel just to keep the stripe correct. I don't like the stripe going off on the foot. But the afterthought heel definitely doesn't fit me as well. It doesn't sit round my heel as well as the heel, flap and gusset. So that's usually my go-to heel. So that's what I've been working on today. I'm working on the blanket. I'm going to get that done before our visitors arrive, and it'll probably be the last chance I'll get to talk to you, I would assume, this evening. You never know, I might chip in at some point, but no guarantees. Because when they come, we usually chat and chat and chat and chat, and it can be late night, so we'll see. If I don't get back in with you again today, I hope you've been having a lovely Friday and that you're easing into your weekend really nicely, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.